Yeah, Monday Live with Victory Markson. This morning I'll be talking about the truth about making money that no one is saying enough. Today is it's always a very interesting time. Um, Most times an hour with myself, and I hope to consistently do this. All right, so I'll just go straight into the Monday Live this morning. All right, so the truth about making money in 2025 that no one is saying enough. Now, the truth is this: the old game is dead. All right, the old game is dead. The also culture, a lot of persons, the way they used to know to make money is hustle, right? You should understand that the way you made money in 2020 is not the same way you would make money in 2025, right? This is 5 years apart already, right? The way you made money then is not the same way you make money. I remember in 2020, what used to reign was copywriting, right? It's still, of course, an high income skill, but then that was usually what used to reign then. I think maybe persons, a good number of persons were organizing WhatsApp classes teaching that particular skill. But currently, that's not the in thing right now. So you must understand that the way to make money then is not the current way to making money now, right? You also must understand that the also culture is not sustainable. Jumping up and down is not sustainable, right? That's it, which you must understand. So what worked, like I said, what worked in 2020 no longer works in 2025. Now the truth is this: that people are not broke. People are just selective. I'll explain, right? People are not broke, people are just selective. And the thing is this, right? People have money but not for everything. Yeah, that you must know, right? People have money, but guess what? They don't have money for every single thing, right? People have money for specific things, right? People want to spend their money more appropriately, right? Not everybody is broke. And in fact, the economy, especially in Africa and Nigeria precisely, the economy is terrible. But guess what? The truth is people still spend. So you should wonder why, how does these people make money? I don't think that should be a problem anymore, right? Even in a bad economy, the truth is people will still spend. So the question you should be asking is not how they make their money, is what they are spending their money on. All right? Yes, is what they are spending their money on. So that's the question to ask. What exactly are these people spending their money on? The moment you figure out that, you discover that every single thing will change for you, right? So understand that people are not broke, they are just selective. So the moment you understand that people are not broke but selective, you must, what you should be figuring out, the answer you should be giving is, how are these people spending their money, right? And what exactly is interesting them to spend that money? Of course, these people still spend. So the question is, what do they exactly spend on? The moment you figure out this answer, every single thing changes. So the truth is this: people are willing to pay for clarity, they are willing to pay for speed, and they are willing to pay for value. These three things. People are willing to pay for clarity. Clarity is you are exactly sure of exactly what it is that you are giving. You are sure of what you're giving, right? People are paying for clarity. People people of course like offers, but guess what? A good number of people, their offers are not clear, right? They are doing 101 things that people don't know about or cannot relate with, or people are not interested in. So you should understand that people are now more paying for clarity, right? Guess what? The world is a very confused world. There's so much confusion in this part of the world. There's so much, people are shouting, all right? It's so loud out here, right? And if you understand that it's so loud out here, what exactly do you do? Is simple: you give people clarity. So understand that people are paying for clarity. The next thing that people are paying for is speed. Yeah, speed. People love speed. People want to do things in a short period of time. So understand that people are now currently paying for speed. Guess what? Why did all of a sudden you don't like a 2 gig phone again? But of course, you used that kind of phone before. You don't like a 4 gig phone again. And you say the only phone you get to use is a phone of 8 gig. Guess what? What exactly are you paying for? You're paying for speed. I've seen someone whose phone was hanging and this person banged the phone on the ground. You know what that person was asking for? Speed. That's not a good attitude though. But then what the person was indirectly asking for is speed. So you discover that phone companies are now intentional about creating phones that, of course, have great speed, of course, not hanging. Then you start hearing a phone that has 6 gig RAM, 8 gig RAM, and a whole lot. Now, put that exactly into your product or services. Understand that people are paying for speed. Now, I want you to think like this. This is why I sincerely encourage people to be business owners. I know of a graphic designer that the only way she delivers is you give her the job today, she gives you like 2 days to deliver a perfect job. Now, think of it for a moment. I thought about it to myself, and then I thought for a moment, if this same designer designs, of course, charge whatever it is that she charge, and she delivers on the same day, believe me, she'll get more jobs, she'll get more opportunities, and a whole lot more will be given to her, right? They say a whole lot more will be given to her. You know, just like the parable in the Bible where it was spoken of the one who had 10 talents, right? Who had 5 and turned it into 5 and had 10. The one who didn't use his own, that which was given to him was taken and was given to the guy who had 10. So you discover that people eventually will give their job to someone who has speed. And now that's exactly why I encourage the business part of it, what it is that you're doing. I usually tell business owners that they are limited in themselves. The truth is exactly, you are limited. There's rarely you can't do everything. And the moment you start thinking business, guess what? The more comes to you. Let me explain further what I mean about speed and why I bring the business part of it and a whole lot. Business is all about structure. Business involves that it is not just about you, but it's about people that can work with you. Now, if you of course think business, here's exactly what's going to happen. If you think business, you're thinking of other people working for you, or you're thinking automation working for you. Now, I used to tell people that structure is no longer people. Structure is now automation. I think you should take that, right? Or write that down. Structure is no longer just no longer people. Structure is now also automation, right? There are different automations that can help you do the job of a human. AI, artificial intelligence, right? For food, right? So understand that structure is no longer human, structure is now people. Now, of course, like I said, if you have got a structure, if you've got people working for you, here's exactly the beauty. Here's exactly what's going to happen. What's going to happen is this: you're going to be able to collect more jobs. Yeah, you're going to be able to collect more jobs and deliver on these jobs at the appropriate time. Now, if you are just limited, you are only one person, you're working for you and you alone. This is me and me alone. What's going to happen is this. What's going to happen is that you're going to lose more customers. You're not going to have more customers. Yeah, that's the sad part of it. So when I hear people say I'm the best, I know they are limited no matter how much they charge. The truth is, those people, those set of persons are very limited. No matter how much you charge, if you claim to be the best, I guarantee that you are limited, because many times what you charge, of course, once you charge what you charge, let's say you even get well paid. And this is the worst part of it. The moment you get well paid, let's say you get paid in thousands of dollars, you are compelled to do this job and do it excellently. Of course, every job should be delivered excellently, but then you are compelled to do this job and do it alone. Yeah, think of a client paying you well. Of course, you're thinking of that client, you're thinking of satisfying them, you're thinking of making them happy, and a whole lot. But what you do not realize is that you are limited. That's why you shouldn't just be thinking of you, right? And this is exactly what clients are paying for in 2025. Clients are paying for speed. So you discover how somebody who claims to be working alone cannot even guarantee speed, because if he has got 5 clients, then if he's not leveraging these structures I mentioned, the structure of humans or the structure of automations, guess what? He's limited, right? So if you would offer speed, I guarantee you want to start thinking like a business owner. You want to start thinking people, or you want to start thinking automation. So this is exactly what people are paying for. People are paying for clarity, they are paying for speed, and then they are paying for value. Like I said, 2025 is not 2020, right? Now, value is now more. The way value is sought for now is crazy, because the truth is, more persons are becoming stupid on a daily basis. Is the truth about this, right? We have got a number of stupid people. We have got a a number of stupid people. More stupid people are rising on a daily basis. And the truth is, where there is a lack of wisdom, where there are more foolish people, then there'll be wisdom will be sought for. Right? Exactly. Where there are more foolish people, wisdom begins to be sought for. So the truth is, people are scrambling for value. All right, that you should understand. People are now scrambling for value. People are looking out for value. People are looking for people who are valuable. People are looking for people that can help them. All right, so if you would win in 2025, you have got to come off as valuable. If you are not valuable, if your offer is something we can find on YouTube, a lot of persons shout out masterclass or value, and guess what? These same information they claim to be sharing are things you can effortlessly find on YouTube. Why then should I patronize you? I'm not going to patronize you. I'm going to patronize someone whose value is set to be strategic. It's set to be upfront. It's set to not easily be seen in a book or in a YouTube video. Of course, in a free YouTube video. That exactly is value. Value is not small. Value is deep. That's the kind of value you want to be sharing. You don't want to be sharing just scrambles, surface level information. You want to start sharing something deep. This exactly is what people are looking for, right? So I'll tell you what exactly is working now. The truth is, what's working now is the speed of implementation. Yes, the speed of implementation. I once worked in a network marketing company, and I realized that people get demotivated, let's say 4 weeks, a month, right? A month into being in the company and not making money. So I realized that many network marketing leaders, what they realize is that to get these people functioning well, get them to make money, no matter how small. That's the beauty of it. This can give you a massive result. It's called the speed of implementation. You have structured up a class, all right? You have structure up a class, and now this first actually leads to the second, but let me explain the speed of implementation. Of course, you have structured up a class. Show people how to use it. Show people how to use your product. Don't allow your products to be far away from your customers. Let your product be that close to your customers. All right? Let your product be very close to your customers. The moment your product is close to your customers, get them to, of course, see it, get them to feel it, get them to experience it. The speed of implementation. That is which it is that you are selling. That which it is that you are sharing. Can people work on it right now and to give them result? This exactly is what people are seeking for. People are seeking for things that they can take action right now on and get good result from it. This exactly is what you should be offering in 2025, the speed of implementation. Not someone buying something today and getting to implement it 30 days after, or 2 months after, or 3 months after. They have lost interest in that thing already. So the speed of implementation is what people are seeking to buy. The next thing people are seeking to buy is skill-driven monetization. Skill-driven monetization. Just like the story I told you of the network marketing I worked with, and many network marketing I've understudied. I've understudied that if a new network marketer comes into an organization, they lose interest if they have not made money after 1 month. Yes, go and check every network marketing organization. And not just only network marketing organization, also happens with affiliate marketing, right? If you go into a venture like affiliate marketing, these persons will claim they have not made money after 1 month. After 1 month of doing trial and error, of course, what got them in the program was the fact that they saw other people making money. So the moment they don't make money in the first 1 month, guess what? They claim that it's not working. And the truth is, it is not working because it is not working. It is not working because they are not putting in the work. But now, here's exactly what can make you stand out. If you get people on a money-making course, the first thing to do, or the best thing to do, let me tell you, the best thing to do, right? The best thing to do is to get them to make money, no matter how small. The moment you get them to make money, every single thing changes. Their mindset changes. The way they give out their testimonial changes. I give you an instance. This is exactly what Ponzi schemers do, or the owner of Ponzi scheme platforms. So when you are on the platform, guess what? They allow the guys on the Ponzi scheme, they say early adopters, right? It is these early adopters that recruit people on the platform. What they are recruiting is the fact that they have made money. So yeah, oh, I've made money. This is my proof. Of course, the moment people can make money, believe me, those set of persons will become better salesmen. Yes, they are your best salesman. People who make money are your best salesman. So ensure to allow people, ensure, of course, like I said, speed of implementation. How fast can they implement this thing that it is that you're offering? Even your value, your free value, right? Your free offer, that which it is, whether it's video you're putting out, it's an audio you're putting out, it's a course you're putting out, right? It's an ebook you're putting out, the information you're putting out there. Remember I said people pay for speed, they pay for clarity, and they pay for value. And the value we are talking about here is not just any value, or it's not value for value's sake. It is high-end value. It is implementable value, right? If you are giving out implementable value, what exactly is going to happen is that people are going to see the results. People are going to wonder, oh, if this is free, what then would happen in the paid session? Get people thinking like that. This is exactly how people would pay you, right? So remember this. Don't forget that what's working now is speed of implementation, skill-driven monetization. Get people to start making money. Let what exactly it is that you're offering people, let it be about making money, right? You can just tie it around making money. What happens when you tie what you do around making money is that people are motivated. Truly, people are motivated by money. Yeah. Not all product, of course, can offer money, but then you know what? I've realized, right? I've understood and I've discovered that the product that sells the most are product that teaches people or that helps people make money. So the moment you can help people make money, guess what? You make a lot of money. All right. So the next is what I call authority positioning. Yeah, people want to buy from authorities. The reason why you take any information from a Proco doctor is because you perceive him to be an authority. And I usually teach that the best way to gain authority, the best way to build authority is simple, is one way, is to create content. I'm not just creating content, it's to create content consistently. Be in the face of your customers, because the more you are in the face of your customers, or the more you're in the face of your potential customers, right? Potential customers, because these are people who have not bought from you but can buy from you. The moment you're in the face of your potential customers, what happens is this set of persons begin to learn from you and absorb from you, such that the moment you sell something to them, there is no resistance. The reason why you get a lot of resistance is this. The reason why you get a lot of resistance is the fact that people don't even know you, right? We claim to know people who are positioned as an authority. Now, and how do we see them as an authority? Simple. We see them as an authority because of the posts they put out, the content they put out, the value they share, right? I used to say that the way to gain authority in the past, right? I remember I said 2020 is not 2025. The way to gain authority in the past is that you have got to write a book, right? When you write a book, you have the name author, right? Authority is from the word author, right? Author Victory Markson. But currently, the new way to gain authority is that you do not just write a book. In fact, I didn't write a book to build authority on Twitter, right? And this I started building in 2021, 2022, right? Every 12 p.m. I was posting on Twitter. I had not written a book as at the time, right? But then I built my following from 0 to 5,000 followers. What was I doing? I was posting content. So I was seen as an authority. People would always come check and implement what I teach. Remember, I was sharing implementable value. So people were like, if this was free, come on, what would be paid? And of course, I put out a paid program and a lot of persons jumped on it, right? That exactly happens when people perceive you to be an authority. Guess what happens when an authority sells something? People jump on it. And the reason why people jump on it is such that these same persons, this authority in question, have consistently given value. They have proven themselves to be trustworthy. Let me tell you what content will do for you. Content will make you to be perceived as someone who is trustworthy, someone we can bank on. Oh, you cannot run away. We know you, right? The moment people think they know you, people begin to buy from you. Yeah, let me say that again. The moment people think they know you, they begin to trust you and they begin to buy from you, right? Now, and how do you get people to think they know you? By simply posting your pictures. Post pictures consistently. The more you post pictures, the more people think they know you. The more, and the other way around is the amazing way around. The more you post videos, the more people feel that they know you. Right? Pictures and videos work to getting people to know you. To want people to know you, post pictures and post videos. People would know you and people want to do business with you. So remember, I told you 3 things that are working now is speed of implementation, skill-driven monetization, and authority positioning. Don't forget that. Now I'm going to give you an equation for the new money. All right. The new money equation is this. It's called value times visibility times offers. Value times visibility times offers, which is equals to money or income. Value times visibility times offers. I'm going to break this down. So the truth is this: if you are not seen, you won't be paid. Yeah. We only pay people we see. Right? If you claim to be the best graphic designer and nobody knows you, guess what? Nobody will pay you. Right? We pay people who we see. The reason why you bought your phone is because you saw those people. The reason why you know that bank and you patronize that bank is because you know them, right? Many persons do not know what we call OP office. This, which will lead me to my number 2. But then there's something called visibility, right? If you are seen, right? If you are not seen, you won't be paid. Now, visibility made, of course, OP to be known. You don't know OP office, but come on, you trust them. How do you trust them? Visibility, right? Now, the way they are visible is in different ways, right? I could share some of their strategies. Some of their strategies is the word of mouth marketing, right? You can be visible with the mouth, with the word, with the marketing of people who are using your product. I give an example. Now, when people begin to share testimonials of what your product has done for them, guess what? People begin to believe you and trust you also. Exactly. People begin to believe you and trust you also. People begin to bank on you. People begin to trust you. People begin to depend on you. People begin to take your word to the market. Exactly. So the moment people can trust you, or the moment people can tell of you, rather, you know what? There exactly you're building visibility. There are 1,001 ways to build visibility, but I'm going to share a few. Right? The way to build visibility is to be present online. To be present online. Take this. The way to build visibility, first of all, to be present online. The also way to build visibility is to be omnipresent. Let me tell you what omnipresent is. Omnipresent is to be everywhere. I know people talk about, oh, you can't be everywhere. You know, you have to be strategic here. Amazing information and amazing advice. But the downside of that advice is the fact that your customer might choose to use LinkedIn and you're there using Facebook. They won't change their platform just because of you. Guess what? They will stick to their platform. And the moment you are not using their platform, you lose them. Guess what? You're doing a great job on Facebook, but they can't find you on LinkedIn. So they will prefer to stay where they are on. So this is why I recommend entrepreneurs to be omnipresent. You don't just stay present. Present could be you being on Facebook. You're present. You're always there. You're active there. People come in. I send you a message, you respond, that's presence. But then there's something called omnipresence. Omnipresence is being everywhere at every time. Yeah, being on all platforms, being where your customers can easily find you. Are your customers in the market? Be there. And of course, like I told you, I said something about structure. It doesn't have to be you physically. You can have somebody there. You can have a representative there, right? I usually give the example of Dangote. Dangote is not currently in my city of residence. I mean Dangote himself, but then he of course has his products scattered everywhere, littered everywhere in this city. The reason why that is, these are his representative in the city. He doesn't have to be in the city to make money from the city. And it doesn't have to be in the city to be represented in the city. You see that one? You see that? It doesn't have to be in the city to be represented in the city. What it does is it sends representatives. It sends representatives as workers. It sends representatives as managers. It sends representatives as structure for his business. So this is why you must start thinking like a business owner. You must start thinking structure. The moment you think structure, every single thing changes, right? Think structure, right? So like I said, the way to get paid, for how I was explaining, now the way to get paid, right? The way to build visibility, first of all, is through presence. The second way to build visibility is to be omnipresent. And then the third way to build visibility is to consistently post pictures. or let's put it out, content. Content is in different format. Content is written content, content is visual content, content is video content, and content is audio content, right? Whether you have a podcast, keep putting it out. The moment people continue to hear your voice, you're building visibility that way. And the truth is this: the more content you put out, the more your algorithm notices you, right? The more content you put out, the more the algorithm notices you. The more content you put out, someone who didn't see it this day will see it that day, right? That exactly is how to put out or build your visibility. Another way to build your visibility is to running ads, through running ads. If you run ads, you can build your visibility that way, right? Now, the truth is you are limited in your post, right? If you make a post, and even if you have 1k likes, 2k likes, that's so limited. But think about you running ads, right? Think about other people sharing your product or sharing what you do. Of course, the platform owner will do better in this. So you pay the platform owner, whether it's Zuckerberg you're paying, whether it's Elon Musk you're paying, whatever platform you're paying, whether you're paying for LinkedIn ads, you're paying for Facebook ads, you're paying for Instagram ads. That exactly is a way to build visibility to what you do. The truth is, remember that you are limited and you cannot take your product with just your platform, with just your one Facebook post to the ends of the earth. Sometimes you have got to pay for it. Means paying for advert. Of course, you should pay for advert. Like I said, there are 1,001 ways. These are the few I've just mentioned. Now, just like I said, if you are seen but don't have an offer, you still lose. Now, this is exactly where a lot of this is the downside of visibility. I used to say that people used to think these of influencers, that influencers has a lot of money. But unfortunately, for many of them, a lot of them do not have, because they don't have an offer, right? Except you have another strategy that makes you money outside. You, of course, you create an offer that gets your audience buying from you. The influencers you love, or let me call them celebrities, the celebrities you know has an offer, right? Whether they are into music, their music is the offer, right? You only, the celeb, them being celebrities, of course, bring them fans and all of that, right? The way they give out giveaways is, of course, because they have created an offer, either creating offer through filling of alls, you downloading their music, or you streaming their music, different ways, or them being ambassadors, royalties from YouTube, or whatever it is. These guys have an offer. So you must learn to create an offer, right? An offer is in different ways. It's not just limited to one thing, right? An offer is in different ways. You must learn to create an offer. An offer is almost the only way you can earn from what it is that you are doing, or to earn from your influence, right? You must create an offer. An offer is a deal. It's as simple as that. An offer is a deal. Whether you are signing a brand ambassadorship deal, that's an offer. All right. Whether you are creating more content that will get you more money on your page, that is still an offer. Learn to create an offer. That's the problem with a lot of persons. They don't think offer. And when you're thinking offer, you are thinking strategically, right? You're thinking strategically. Okay, if one content brought you $10, you're thinking, okay, if I do about 10 content, that should give me like $100. But then I usually advise that you don't depend on the owners of platform to boost you before you make money. That's why you should think of brand ambassadorship deal. That's why you should think of creating your own product or services, creating something that is unique to you and that people can buy from you. That's one of the fastest way to make money with your influence. Remember, value times visibility times offers equals income. Now, the truth is this: most people are busy but broke, unfortunately, right? Creating content is not the same thing as creating income. Yeah, creating content is not the same thing as creating income. Now, this is this is also the downside of creating content, right? Many people think that if they create content, every single thing will be fine. But unfortunately, it's not like that. And in fact, I've seen Facebook monetization, and then it's scary, because you get this amount of influence, and then this is the amount you are paid for that level of visibility you are pulling for yourself. It's too small. So this is why I recommend people do not just depend on what the owner of these platforms pay you. You don't depend on that kind of pay, right? So if you're an influencer, let's say you are a good writer, or then you're a good public speaker, you should not just depend on just what happens on the different social media platforms where you show up and all of that. Think of, okay, what if I'm invited to speak? Of course, I charge $500 per hour to speak, right? Yeah, I charge $500 per hour to speak. That's an offer, right? I consult for companies. for 1 hour for consultation, I still might do $500 or might still do $1,000, right? If I do that for 3 hours, I'm charging $1,500 for that session. And these companies might want you to train them for 3 days, and then they might want you to do this, maybe not monthly, they might want you to do this quarterly, right? Thrice in a year, or yes, thrice or 4 times in a year, 4 times in a year rather, right? So that's an offer, right? So think like that, think strategically, don't think just creating content. Remember, content creation isn't the same thing as creating income. That's why I said many people think a lot of influencers, I'm not talking of celebrities now. Celebrities, of course, these guys have strategies to making money more than growing influencers. Influencers are people who are with maybe 10k followers, upward 20k followers, 30k followers. We see these people, of course, as influencers. But the downside of this is not all of them is making money. And the bad aspect of that is that it is because they don't have a product or they don't have a service, right? So people, of course, think that, oh, because you have 10k followers, of course, you should be making money. But it's not like that, right? Until you have a product or you have a service, that only is when you can make money. And I've realized that a lot of persons like likes and comment more than physical cash, right? So you see them, they are so gentle with their audience. They are like, no, I don't want my audience to leave me. They are so holding back. That should not be you. All right, that should not be you. So if you think every single time you're thinking of creating content, also think of how you can make money from it. So of course you can sell something after a content, or you can sell something in between a content. Your celeb does this, right? Think of Sabinus. While you're watching his video, there's a pause for a moment that is selling you something. And I don't want to mention some of those things that they are selling, but they sell different things. Think of all your celebrities. They do this, right? They do this, right? Now, how exactly can you adopt same approach, right? It could be for yourself. Let's say you're currently not getting brand influencer deals, whatever it is. Do that for yourself. Create a product for yourself. Create a service. Or go into affiliate marketing where you sell other people's products and you earn from your influence. Remember, creating content is not the same thing as creating income. So monetization requires intentional design. Now, like I said, one thing with monetization is that you have got to come with a strategy. If you don't come with a strategy, you cannot be monetized. Now, monetization does not mean that the owner of a platform approves you and say you are monetized. Currently, my Facebook is not monetized. My Telegram is monetized, and some other platform might be monetized. But that's not the monetization I'm depending on. I'm depending on different other part of monetization. I've got different strategies that makes me money. I don't depend on the platform to pay me. Right? Just think of it that, of course, I definitely create content and then I was depending on Facebook. I feel depressed because I'm creating more content. Guys, like, why are you not paying me yet? Right? Why is my account not monetized? But that's not my problem because I've got different strategies that makes me money effortlessly. Now, you must think like that. You must think strategically. You must think upfront. You must think forward. You must be forward thinking. The moment you're forward thinking, every single thing changes. So now, like I said, monetization requires intentional design. So monetization requires that you sit and say, what ways can I make money? And I highly recommend, don't think of one way that can make you money, because the truth about one way is one will usually fail, right? When you are doing business, you don't want to work with one. When you're doing any business, don't think of one, start thinking of multiple, right? So monetization requires intentional design. You could, let's say you're a public speaker like myself, you could earn from selling books, you could earn from speaking, you could earn from collaborating with speakers. There are different ways, right, to earn from this, right? So just think of the way that works for you. Now, I think I should teach you something about why you should stop selling time and start selling transformation. The truth is this: people are no longer paying you for the time you put into the work. They are paying for what the product will do for them. Now, let me explain. It's still the same thing by saying you should sell the outcome. You should not sell the effort. So you took 7 hours to do that product. You took 7 hours to pay or to make what we call donut sausage roll. I'm going to only pay you. I'm going to only pay you for the sausage roll. I don't care about how many hours you put in. I don't care if you were burnt. I don't care. And the truth is we don't also care. right? We are going to pay you for how much we think that it is, right? So people don't pay you for your effort. People pay you for your outcome. So of course, spend time doing your product such that you're doing it so well. But the truth is, people are not going to pay you for how many hours you're putting into the job. People are only going to pay you for what that thing will do for them, right? So you have to learn to start selling what this will do for them. So the moment you begin to sell what the product will do for them, which is the outcome, guess what? People are drawn to you. People are drawn to your product. People are drawn to your service. So start selling that. Sell outcomes, not effort. Position yourself as the result people want. Remember, like I said, that people want to buy product. People want to buy results. They don't buy the product. Yeah. Position yourself as the result people want. People don't buy the effort you put into it. People buy the result. So every single time it is that you're selling something, or you are putting out a product, you are putting out content, always position yourself as the solution. Position yourself as the result people want. The moment you position yourself as the result people want, people are drawn to you. People are reaching out to you and say, oh, how can you help me? The moment you get people asking, how can you help me? Guess what? That exactly is where your money is lying, right? Your money is right there. Now, tools alone won't save you. Remember, tools alone won't save you. Now, funnels, Canva, AI, ChatGPT, all are useless without clarity and positioning, right? Now, I know there are quite a number of tools, and you're encouraged to use tools. You're encouraged to use, I remember I had a speaking engagement where I advised that at least three platforms people should learn to use is ChatGPT, learn how to use Canva, and should learn how to use CapCut. Now, guess what? These tools are useless by themselves until you learn how to use them, right? So we used to say this about AI. We say AI will take away jobs from people, but then AI in itself cannot many AI cannot perform in itself until you control them, until they are controlled, right? Just like ChatGPT will not come to ChatGPT will just ask you maybe what's on your Facebook, your face. When you go to Facebook, you see what's on your mind. You go to ChatGPT, maybe how can I help, right? You have got to prompt it before it gives you anything. So remember that these platforms in itself can't do nothing for you. Tools alone cannot save you. So I've seen people. I remember when product was 18, when people used to buy classes and all of that. So people buy more classes. And I usually tell them that these classes cannot do nothing for you until you implement them. So people think that the more classes they buy, the more money they can have. Unfortunately, it's not like that. Right? I've seen people who have bought different classes, they are in different programs, but their lives are not transformed. The reason why that is simple. The reason is because the classes cannot do anything for you. You have got to pick that class, right, and do something for yourself. It's just the same thing I say about strategy. People wonder why I say consistency is better than strategy. The reason why I say consistency is better than strategy is because of this reason. Consistency is better than strategy because strategy is useless. Strategy is powerful but useless. Strategy cannot work in itself. It is what you consistently do with the strategy that makes it work. Somebody sees a strategy and says, wow, cannot give you result. It is what you do with the strategy that will make the strategy to work. So you don't come to a strategy just shouting, wow will not do nothing. Wow will just make the strategy wow, and that's all. But if you pick up that strategy, that helpless strategy, and work the strategy, you will get results. So when you see tools, when you see platforms, the platforms are helpless. The tools are useless until you come to those tools and use that tools strategically, positioning yourself with that, right? So you have got to come with clarity and come with positioning with these tools. Now, what exactly should you do? I'm going to give you an assignment, and here's it. You have to clarify your core skill. What exactly are your core skills? Clarify them, right? Like I said, people want to work with people who have got clarity. Yeah, people want to do business with people who have got clarity, right? Clarify your core skills. The next thing to do is to package your value. Yes, package your value. I used to give examples that people pay for the not necessarily the product. Let me say that again. People pay for the package, not necessarily the product, right? So people are paying more for the package. This is the package. The product might be the water, it might be the coffee, but most times people actually pay for the package. So you don't just want to give value, package your value. Now, packaging your value could be what we call branding, right? The moment you're not just valuable, right? Brand your value, get people interested with your value, get people. Maybe it's the way you talk, maybe it's the way you deal with your customer, maybe it's your packaging, maybe it's your delivery. Package your value. All right, then the next thing to do is to put a price on transformation. Put a price on transformation. Put a price on transformation. I remember when I used an example of this bottle in one of my speaking engagements, and then I asked people to tell me different prices they think this bottle would cost. And they told me something very unique and very interesting, right? They placed a high watt on this bottle instead of another bottle which was even more expensive. We found out that this bottle, right, from the person who gave it out, said this person, the person bought the bottle for 4,500. I was shocked myself because I also had placed a very high worth on this bottle. Of course, you might find it for different prices in different areas, but as at the time, she bought ours for 4,500. But people placed a very high worth on this. You know why? Because of the way it was packaged. I even said maybe it was priced like that because of the inscription on it, right? You want to put a price on transformation. Yeah, put a price on transformation, right? People don't just buy your product, they buy your packaging. Don't forget that. Put a price on your transformation. Don't expect that, oh, pay me what you like. Come on. That's crazy. When I hear people say pay what you like, it either means either of two things. Either it means they are not sure about what it is their product is offering, or they are insecure. They are like, okay, I'm not sure. Just get people. People should just get people paid, right? Come on, you have got to place a price on your product. You don't go to Spa and Spa tells you pay anything you like. Nah, right? Even on Black Fridays, they don't give you pay anything you like. They give you specific amount. So you must learn to give people specific amount for your offers, right? And then the last thing there is to build visibility around your offer. The truth is, people don't pay for what they don't see, right? You must know that people will not pay for what they don't see. People will only pay for what they see. So don't say I'm the best without you being seen. The only way we can pay you is that we see you, right? You must get people to see you and constantly see you. The more people can see you, the more people can pay you. Remember this, please. 2025 doesn't reward the most talented. Remember I said 2020 is different from 2025. So 2025 is not rewarding the most talented. I've seen talented people, I've seen skilled people that are broke. But unfortunately, like I said, 2025 is not rewarding the most talented. It is rewarding the most strategic. It's rewarding the most strategic. The most strategic guy is the guy who's upfront. Yeah. He's thinking, he has got plans, he has got different ways to achieve his goal, right? So you want to be very strategic in 2025. This is the best way to be rewarded. People are not going to reward you for your talent. Now, strategic could be you bringing visibility to your talent, right? There are different ways, right? It might be monetizing your talent. People are not just going to pay you because you are talented. They are just, oh, you're going to come discover you. And no, a lot of persons in Africa watch Nollywood, especially Nigerians, right? And then they are taught in Nollywood that you can sit in your house and something is just going to happen. One day, the Odogo of the town is just going to come to your house, find you, and possibly marry you or whatever it is. Come on, this is not a Nollywood movie. This is real life. And because this is real life, there are ways to go about these things. Now, like I mentioned, we don't pay the most talented in 2025. We are not paying the most talented. There are more talented people than... Have you thought about this for a moment? Right? You see this guy plays football, and then you see better people. I mean, these guys you see on the pitch, people you watch on television. You find better people in the streets, right? They are good. A number of persons who are very good in the street. They have got skills, the way they reach the balls, the way they score their goals, the way they are unique in their approach, and a whole lot of this. But guess what? Nobody knows them. Yeah, nobody knows them. So people don't pay those set of persons. They don't pay the talented. They pay the strategic. Strategic can be you being on strategic platform, strategic and you being visible. The reason why you know Ronaldo is because he's strategic. He's not just talented. That guy is very talented, right? You know that he's very talented, but he's visible. This guy also has a platform and different other ways, right? So remember that people in 2025, people no longer pay the most talented. We now pay the most strategic. My friend, be strategic. Now, if you want help positioning your brand and creating a high ticket offer, let's work together. DM me 2025 money. Yeah, if you want help creating a high ticket offer, send me help. DM me help 2025. DM me help 2025, or click the link in the comment below. After this live, I'm going to put a link to my WhatsApp. Reach out to me and connect with me, and let's know how we can work together. I celebrate you. This is all for Monday Live with Victory Markson. Remember, today we spoke about an interesting topic, which was titled "The Truth About Making Money That No One Is Saying Enough." Right? I shared strategic income in the new economy 2025. It was good doing this today. I'll meet you and I'll catch you next Monday. Bye-bye for now. You're great.